Didn't see you there. Let's talk about spaces where we feel comfortable and not so comfortable in. Let's do it. Come on, enjoy the ride. Let's make this creepy. So, navigating identities in terms of when you're the majority and when you're the minority. Box Wine and Bullshit covered this topic about a couple weeks ago during their discussion, and it was really great. I really enjoyed it, and I think you would too. I'm gonna link their episode down in the description. They talked about navigating your identity in a space where you are not the majority. And I want to take it to a flip side. As I say in every video, this is my experience, and I'm not taking away from anybody else's experience. This is my experience, mine alone, Chris's. We can have two people who have pretty much the same identities, queer woman, living in the same place I live, family kind of the same, but their experiences will be totally different. Also, I'm not taking away from anybody else's identity. I'm just speaking on what I know because I can't speak on anybody else's knowledge, right? Right. So what is identity? Let me just Google that right quick. According to Merriam-Webster, identity is who someone is. Another definition it gives is that identity is the qualities, beliefs, etc. that make a particular person different from others. So some of the identities that I carry are I am female, gender non-binary, I am queer, I'm from Southern California, and also I have a bunch of other identities that I carry that I really don't realize until I'm actually in the setting. So with that being said, I want to focus on the one identity that kind of masks all the other ones, right? And when navigating my space, and that is being queer. So I'm in the editing portion, and I just want to say that in this particular part where I say that this is the main identity that I carry, I don't carry that. But this identity seems to be the elephant of the room when I do walk into a room where my identity isn't the majority. And then also it's the identity where I walk into a room where I am the majority and it stands out. Like, I don't walk into a room full of people from California and feel uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Just wanted to plug that in here, and back to your regular scheduled program. So when you're navigating your identity when you are the minority, it's pretty interesting. I mean, it's kind of like the way of life, right? We walk into a restaurant where we kind of scan the room and use our gaydar to see, like, okay, who's the queer people? Oh, I'm pretty much the only one? Okay. And then you have to sit there. You listen to different people's conversations that you probably wouldn't have with people that you most identify with, but in that particular setting, you gotta choose your battles. What that means is, so you are at a restaurant and the waiter uses a slur. Do you want to take that opportunity to berate them and be a douche in front of your family or coworkers or whatever? You decide. You gotta choose when and where. Just like pretty much everything, honestly. So we have to deal with that, right? We have to handle those situations. And I've gotten pretty good at being able to do that. I'm used to being the minority in a space, and I find that I could navigate a space pretty well when I am the minority. However, when being in a room where I am the majority is a little different. I don't know how to play guitar. A little history lesson on myself. I came out at 19, and I've been practicing being queer for the past 8 years. Yeah, I'm 27. And in that whole time and space, I've always been the minority. There's only a few circumstances where I can think of that I've been the majority in the room. I remember the first time I was a majority in the room. I went to a lesbian bar in Phoenix with my then girlfriend, and I was 24. And I've been to a couple gay bars before, but it's always been dominantly male. There'd be females there, but you wouldn't be able to tell if they were queer or if they were friends with the gay guy. It's one of those situations. And so I walked into this lesbian bar club thing, and it was insane. The ratio of female to male was 97% to 3%. And the 3% of guys were there to be like encouragement for the females. Everybody was there that was queer, and it was amazing. And as soon as I walked in, my heart started pumping, and I had anxiety. I remember walking in and immediately comparing myself, immediately thinking, wow, like I've never been in this situation. This is a little much. I got overwhelmed, and that bothered me a lot because I was like, this should be heaven for me. I should be excited, but I just kept comparing myself, honestly. And so at that moment, I missed being the only queer person in a space because it was what I was familiar with. And if you have any stories like that, like, it's totally normal. Since then, I've only had a couple more instances where I was the majority, and it's something that I'm handling and dealing and excited to kind of delve in deeper. What I learned from that experience is a lot. I have to force myself to not be like everybody else and not look at stereotypes, but look at the individuals. When I walked in a lesbian bar for the first time, I realized that I was just seeing a bunch of stereotypes, and I was conditioned to see those. I saw the more masculine presenting ones, or I saw the more femme ones, or I saw this, that, and the other thing, and I was comparing myself to like, okay, what do I fit in and stuff, and I was trying to label everybody so that I could get a grip of it. But you can't really do that because everybody's an individual. But that's a whole nother topic, and I'll do a video on labels coming soon, because I really like talking about that. Or the lack of labels, actually, I like talking about. So yeah, that was my first mistake. Second mistake I made was internally feeling like I wasn't enough. I wasn't gay enough. I wasn't lesbian enough. I wasn't smart enough to talk about all these gay issues that I never really had exposure to. And so when walking into the space, I was thinking like, oh, what's my knowledge of all this stuff, and I don't want to sound stupid, and blah, 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 like all the negative stuff. And so when experiencing spaces where I am the majority, I gotta put those thoughts in the back of my head and quiet them down, and I'm working on that, honestly. It's a lifelong journey. And the third thing is just to have fun, just to be excited to be in spaces where you are the majority, because it's few and far between, honestly. Again, I could count the number of times where I've been in a space where I am the majority on my right hand. Why was I specific with that hand? You just gotta walk in and be okay with what you don't know, and gain knowledge and gain wisdom and have experiences and talk to people, and know that you might sound stupid and know that you might sound, you know, like not the smartest person in the room, but that's okay because you bring yourself and your experiences, and that is important to the space. So that was navigating identities in a space where you are the majority. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any topics or anything that you want me to discuss, leave a comment or message me, and I will definitely get to them. And then also, if you want to collab with me, I would love to have a conversation with you where we could maybe do videos together and stuff. That'd be awesome. My Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, that's all in the below. Yeah, thanks for watching and listening, and please, if you have anything to contribute, comment below or message me. We can continue this conversation. I'm very curious on how your experiences, because they're valuable. Bye. This is Cooper. Cooper, my pup. How do you navigate identities, Cooper?